Welcome, everyone. Jennifer Henczel here from the Women in Podcasting Network. Today is our Summer Sizzle Social. Meet some amazing women podcasters and expert guests and hear how they're lifting their voices and sharing their message.
Welcome to the Women in Podcasting Show. Enjoy inspiring stories, interesting interviews, and powerful strategies from women around the world. Jennifer Henczel spotlights today's top podcasters, new podcasters, and expert guests. Get tips for leveling up your life, gaining visibility, growing your business, monetizing your podcast, and so much more. We invite you to support women in finding their voice and sharing their passion. It's all about women empowering women.
This is Jennifer Henczel from the Women in Podcasting Show, and we are having a fun Summer Sizzle Social today, where we're going to meet some new podcasters and expert guests. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Carol, how about if you come up, introduce yourself, tell us about you.
Hi, Jennifer. Hi, everyone else. This is actually really funny because I'm in the process of redefining myself. So my name is Carol Metz-Murray, and I am in the process of launching the Naked Leadership Academy, where I work with successful women business owners and executives who are struggling in their life and feeling burnt out, dealing with imposter syndrome and stress. So who wouldn't like less stress, no imposter syndrome, and be more aligned with who they are? Those are my ideal clients. I'm in the process of developing a podcast. That's me.
Yay, that's exciting. I can't wait to see that. Good for you. Thank you, Carol, for sharing.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, do we have any other VIP club members here? Raise your hand physically so I can see you. I don't see the hand raising working. Okay. Oh, yes. Melody Owen, come on up. Tell us about you and your podcast.
Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for doing this. I am Melody Ann, founder of Author Nation. We have a podcast called Author Nation Interviews. We interview nonfiction authors and we interview experts in the publishing and writing industry. I'll pop my links in so you can listen to the podcast, or if you want to be a guest, you can fill out the guest form. We love supporting our audience, which is made up of nonfiction authors.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much. And you gave the link?
I will put it in the chat.
Okay, super. Thank you so much. All right. Who else is a VIP club member? Yes, Kelly, come on up.
Yes, I think I am a VIP member. I just joined early. So a little bit about me. I just wrote this up. Actually, I just watched your training video. So did you know the lifespan of a caregiver could be reduced by 4 to 8 years? My podcast is designed to crush that statistic. Hi, I'm Kelly Borowski, the host of Wake Up with Yogi Shorts, a podcast for caregivers of dementia patients to find sips of relief and ways to create normalcy in an ever-changing landscape. The tips I lay out are designed to give instant relief in just minutes at a time. Sacrifices can be made, but our health does not have to be put on hold. So tune into my podcast, Wake Up with Yogi Shorts, if you want to learn more.
Nicely done. Good job. You just wrote that?
Yeah, I watched your video. Yeah, thank you for that.
Well done. Well done. All right. Who wants to go next? Raise your hand if you want to go next.
My name is Aja. I actually just joined while we were logging in and all the things. So I just joined. So I just became a VIP member. Yay! So my name is Aja Vansica. I am a strategic business consultant at Freedom Supply Society. And I have not started my podcast yet officially. It launches on August the 23rd, and it is called the Scale with Simplicity podcast, where I work with and teach six-figure solopreneur coaches who are ready to move into becoming a seven-figure CEO, how to scale with simplicity and get out of their own way and keep their sanity while doing so. So you can find me on Instagram at Freedom Supply Society, my website, freedomsupply.society.com. My podcast will be there starting August the 23rd. So thank you all very much. I haven't watched the video yet, Jennifer, but I'm going to.
Oh, you did a great job.
Thank you.
You're a pro already. So that's great. Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing, Aja, and for signing up and for joining our community, our VIP club community. So thank you. Joy, come on up.
Women navigating divorce are more likely to deal with depression, anxiety, and financial hardships. And my name is Joy Bartholomew. I am a life coach and the host of the Divorce Confidant podcast, helping women through these issues, through the trauma, and on to the next season and their best season of their life.
Nicely done. Did you mention your link?
Divorce-confidant.com is the website.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, Lydia, where are you? I saw you raise your hand. Come on up and introduce yourself.
Hi, thank you very much. I knew I was a member. I wasn't sure if I was a VIP member. So my name is Lydia Burchell. I'm actually have been offline for a while. I was doing a lot of deep inner work. And so I'm here because I want to start a podcast, a podcast for women, and share some of what I've been through on my journey, going into a deeper level of inner peace, confidence, feeling grounded, and being able to make decisions from that place. I know so many of us, we are busy and under stress and trying to make our decisions from that place. And so I'm putting together some programs on how to do that from a place of calm and the power of being calm and doing work from there. So I do not have a podcast yet, so I do not have the link to share with you, but I will be coming here more often. So I'll share as I develop the programs. And yeah, thank you.
Oh, good. So Lydia, do you want to be a guest on people's podcast on that topic?
Yes, I could do that. Yeah.
So what's a link people could find you at? Do you have a website with your bio or anything like that?
Not yet. I'm just getting back online again, so I haven't put that together yet.
Okay,
so,
great. Well, thanks for being here, and we can all connect in different ways. Dr. Liz, come on up and introduce yourself.
Hey, thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate it. I'm Dr. Liz Jenkins. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist who's pivoted to a connection coach. And so I help couples really navigate that disconnect or navigate the conflict in ways that they can reclaim and reignite their relationship and their connection with each other. And I've also pivoted to be helping smart single ladies navigate this dating world. They can be divorced and never married type thing, but the dating world and how to show up and how to not fall prey to the swipe right, swipe left kind of dilemma. So we work on really effective dating profiles, if that's the direction they want, identifying red flags, green flags, and being very, very, I'm gonna say, focused on interviewing the potential matches instead of being, oh, well, I better take anybody. So I really appreciate everyone's time and attention to this. And so I'm going to pop in just a link to my Facebook page, which shows my it's a couples smart restart program, coaching program, where I take them for 6 weeks and we do a real quick deep dive and get them back on track with the right tips, the right strategies so they can cruise. And I think that's it.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Liz.
No problem. Thank you. And I'll just drop my email and my Facebook, and people want to reach out to me. I'd love to hear more about what each of you do and connect up in that way. I do not have a podcast, but obviously I like to talk because I've been doing this for 35 plus years. So
how about Mary? Mary, come on up. Mary Sanders.
First and foremost, thank you so much, Jennifer, for hosting this event today. I think it's creative. I think it's wonderful to connect with all the beautiful ladies here. So if the main challenge you're currently is experiencing balancing work and life in a way that feeds your soul, or perhaps right now you might be feeling increasingly tired and overwhelmed and wonder how you can reclaim your life without blowing it up, perhaps I can help you. My name is Dr. Mary, and my purpose and mission in life is to empower women over 40 to overcome burnout and achieve life filled with health, happiness, and purpose. I utilize the tools of positive psychology, energy medicine, and functional blood chemistry analysis to help you on that journey. For the last maybe about 8 months or so, I have been an expert guest witness, or not witness, but an expert guest on various different podcasts through the Women in Podcasting Network. Unfortunately, I was very active online, and then my personal Facebook profile got shut down. So at the end, I know it was devastating. It was kind of out of the blue. I'm not sure exactly why that happened, but I lost contact with a lot of the ladies. So I'm here today to let you know that I'm still alive and still kicking and doing my thing. And I will be sure to post my contact in the links. And I am in the process of launching a podcast about sustainable transformation, physical, spiritually, and mentally. So I'm working on my first season of guests. So if this is something that you're interested in, or if you're looking for a guest, I'd be honored. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing. Up next, Kat. Kat, can you come up and introduce yourself, please?
Hi, thank you. Did you know that women veterans are seen as invisible and not accepted as veterans by their civilian counterparts? My name is Kat Corchado. I'm a 20-year Air Force veteran, and my podcast is called Sisters in Service. It's a platform where women veterans can come and talk about all of those things that happen to them in service and out of service in a safe environment. It's also a platform for women veterans who are being bosses in their business to give them an opportunity to talk about their business and have it be seen on that platform where they otherwise would not get that chance. My podcast is on podpage.com/sisters-in-service. And I will also put that in the chat. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for your service. Up next, Jocelyn, have we heard from you yet?
No, you have not.
Come on up.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jocelyn, and I am a fashion designer and a fashion design coach. So I started the Quit Your Job and Get Creative podcast to explore the stories of women who have quit their 9-to-5 jobs and started their creative businesses. Listeners learn how they did it, the ups and downs, tips and secrets to success. And the goal is really so that these stories from relatable women help listeners start strategizing their dream life and allowing their creative abilities to unfold. So I actually quit my job and started my creative business, my clothing brand. So I love hearing other stories that inspire women. And I'm open to being a podcast guest as a business owner and just a fashion expert. And then I'm also looking to interview other women who have quit their 9-to-5 jobs and started creative businesses. And one way to find me is through my Instagram account. So my podcast actually launches next month. So I'm going through the interviews right now. So if you have launched a creative business and said no to the traditional 9-to-5, feel free to follow me or message me on my Instagram, which I'll drop in the chat below, and let's connect.
Okay. Up next, Adrian.
It's Adrian Ticky, rhymes with sticky. I have created a recovery residence community with my husband in 2008 for people that are just out of treatment from drugs and alcohol. So addicts, alcoholics, and their families hire us to get them through that first vital year of recovery. If they can make it to a 1-year mark, then they have an 82% chance of staying sober long term. If they don't make it to that year mark, that drops lower than 15% chance of making it. So we use all different modalities in order to get to our clients and get them back to life after they've been mismanagers of their own life. I do not have a podcast yet. It will be called Recovery Comes Home, which is what our virtual program is called, Recovery Comes Home. And I will put all of my stuff in the chat.
Well, that's important work in our society. So thank you. All right. Next up, Maria Ellis, come on up.
This is the first time that I joined your group, so thank you for organizing this. Let me see. I have a financial legacy podcast. My background is banking and finance, worked with Bank of America and Citibank for a number of years. And one of my primary goals is to promote education and pay equity for women and girls. So as a result of that, I've written a number of books. And my first book was about how to achieve financial freedom. So I do podcasts. So I'll be contacting some of you ladies to come as my guest. And I put in my information already, but I'll put it again, is financiallegacy.life. And the most written 4 books, my most recent book has to do with reinventing yourself at any age. And some of you have already talked about, you know, where we are and what we're going to be doing next, or how to recover ourselves, or how to find our voice, or how to have more clarity in the way that we're going about things. So that book, all my 4 books are on Amazon.com, and I do quarterly retreats for each of the books. My upcoming retreat is going to be on longevity, and usually people anywhere from 40 to 80 years old come to that, and it usually tends to be at in Florida at the Marriott in Singer Island. Usually start with doing yoga and massages, and in between we do we develop a 1 to 3 year plan that includes 12 different categories of our lives in terms of what it is that we want to accomplish, whether it is personally, work-related, education, intellectual, parenting, physical fitness, and so on and so forth. So yeah, this is very exciting, Jennifer, for putting this together and enable us to have a platform to, share our interest and how we could work together and collaborate in an effort to bring more joy to the world.
Thank you for sharing. And up next, we'll have Christina.
Hi, everyone. I was fortunate enough to meet Jennifer at Podfest and have stayed connected through social media. So it's a pleasure hearing all of your stories. I specialize, my background, first of all, is in IT and marketing. I specialize in systems and processes for streamlining, mainly wedding professionals, creatives, and most recently, podcasters. And I love focusing on visibility and really streamlining just to make things more simple. I found myself lately being really focused on repurposing content, especially for podcasters, and I really enjoy it. I've been a guest on other podcasts, quite a few actually, because I have a marketing and IT background. Not a lot of people talk as much about the technology. Some steer clear from that. I thoroughly enjoy it, as well as talking about how you can implement easy systems and streamline your processes to get your message out to more people. I actually have 2 podcasts. One I've been doing for 2 years now that is focused towards engaged couples, called The Ring, the Bling, and All the Things. And then I do a second podcast that is geared specifically towards wedding professionals and creatives, called Wed Pro Business Solutions, where I talk about all of those main pillars, and I absolutely love it. Most importantly, I love being a connector. I love meeting new people and connecting guests to different podcasts and different people to different courses. So I love being part of something like this. So Jennifer, thank you so much for what you're doing.
Oh, you're so welcome. It's my absolute joy, like you, to connect as well. And boy, did we ever have fun at Podfest, hey?
I know, and I saw the email yesterday about the dates, and they've moved it up. I'm a little excited that it's earlier, so I hope to see you there again.
Yeah, the next one now is going to happen in January, still in Florida, in a hotel in Orlando, Florida. We had an amazing time. So many connections. We will be interviewing people for a couple years with all the connections we made, and really, really good connections. Like, it was amazing. If you haven't been, I highly recommend going, and it's well worth the investment. If you're thinking, oh, it costs a little bit, it's well worth the investment for your business to go. So the next one, I know podcast movement is happening next week. But this one that we went to in June in Florida is happening again in Florida in January, and it's called Podfest Expo. And I highly recommend it. It's very community oriented, that one. It was a lot of fun.
I would add to that, Jen, connections are great. I've actually made some really good friends in a short period of time. And as women, it's just so great to connect up and become friends with people that you can talk to and share. So more so even than just connections. So thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for being here. How has podcasting, whether you're a guest or a podcaster, how has it helped your business or your life? Does anybody want to add to that? Does anybody want to chat about that? Melody, do you have some thoughts around that?
Sure. It's interesting because I'm continuing to refine how I'm doing this. Like at first I just, I'm out there, do it. And then I had a guest form. And now I'm moving into season 2. My guest form has how that person can support me. How you can promote Author Nation, how you can promote your podcast episode, because a lot of guests come on and then they don't promote it. And so I've been slowly refining it to make sure that my guests know, how they can best support me and themselves. And so that's what I would say, how it's helped me. And now my guest form has you need to promote it twice before and once after. If you have an email list, you need to send it out to your email list, because I've realized, I'm not trying to be controlling, but I've realized people need that support. Guests need that support. And so if you have a podcast and you're kind of figuring that stuff out, I would recommend just sitting back and saying how do I support my audience? How do I support my guest, and how do I support me? And there's that triangle, and you want to have something for each point on that triangle. That's what I would say, Jennifer.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that so much, because when you're on other people's podcasts, it's just as important to share that episode that you're on as your own episodes, because it builds credibility for you. It shows that you're an expert. You've been invited onto this show. And I just want to mention, Melody is an excellent interviewer. I've known Melody for years. She's always very, very thorough in her research, really professional as an interviewer. So thanks for being here today, Melody, and sharing that. And also, Melody has information if you want to turn your expertise into a book as well. So connect with Melody. Yeah. Author Nation. I love it. And we also have on Mondays, we have Matchup Monday. And so you can post in that thread and then put about how you, what you're looking for, what types of guests you're looking for. And, feel free to mention your requirements there too, people that are going to be willing to share it on social and things like that. And if you're a guest, I would mention that in your guest. Any guests here, I would highly recommend mentioning, hey, I have a social following. Doesn't have to be a huge social following, but just that you're willing to share it with the community that you have. I would love, here's me, here's my topic, and I would love to be on your podcast, and I'm willing to share it then with my community. And I always share my episodes. That will go a long way in getting you on more shows. I guarantee it.
So Jennifer, Can you tell us a little bit more about the membership and what it entails?
Oh, for sure. Yes, Maria. So the Women in Podcasting Network is $7 a month. Normally it's $97 a month through my Inspired Influencers website, but I give it to Women in Podcasting for only $7 a month. It gives you access to all of my templates and tutorials and tools that help you to grow and monetize your message, whether you're a podcaster or an expert guest. It also gives you a directory listing, so you can list yourself as a podcaster and or an expert guest in the directory. Now, just here's a secret. because I only started this community a couple of years ago. I started it specifically to connect with other women podcasters. That's just my joy. I just wanted to connect, and it really took off, and it's really grown. The Facebook group is now at 7,800, I think, and we have about 200 paid members. And so I created it specifically to help lift women's voices, and I put it at the lowest price possible so that it can help you level up and move to the next level. And for me, I went from a part-time entrepreneur, so I was working 9 to 5 full-time, to a full-time entrepreneur in 2012, and I've never worked for anyone since. I've been working for myself only through using my monetization methods since 2012, and I want to help other people do the same. And so that's the whole reason why we have that paid level, is to help, get these skills to people at an affordable price. Now, the secret is that I'm launching a site specifically for women in podcasting. You're going to be able to find it at womeninpodcasting.net, because we continue to grow. And so right now, it's just housed in the Inspired Influencers site. It's just one membership level. But within the next few weeks, there will be a dedicated site specifically to women in podcasting. And to me, that's a huge victory, because we're going to help lift other women's voices all around the world. And I'm so excited about that.
Can you put the link in the chat?
For sure. Yes, you can find that at womeninpodcasting.club right now. But soon it will be at womeninpodcasting.net. But both of those URLs, domains, will go to womeninpodcasting.net soon. Womeninpodcasting.club is where you can sign up right now for only $7 a month. Thank you all for being here so much. I really just adore every single one of you. Thank you for being in the Women in Podcasting group and for connecting with us on this networking. We'll have more networking coming up in the future. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye.
See you in the group.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to today's interview. You can find all the links we mentioned today in the show notes at womeninpodcasting.show. We'd love your follows, subscribes, and positive reviews. They help us to elevate women's voices everywhere. I invite you to join our community in the Women in Podcasting Facebook group and VIP club at womeninpodcasting.club.